Yeah, good luck. I forgot all about that. Appreciate you, man. But yeah, the floor is yours. If y'all got any questions, Gian, you could take it away, bro.
Yeah, I guess I could start just because I do have some questions. But before I start with the questions, brother, I do want to truly thank you, man, because what you did, what was it, last week, right? It feels like it's been a week. I'm lost in time and space, so I don't know exactly how long ago it was, but dude, what you did of just like providing value, like, bro, no one does that. Like when I say no one, I mean like 99.9% of people don't do that. Obviously, the value you're adding, there's also, opportunities involved, which is obviously amazing and it's great. But I just want to thank you, bro, because people like I come from the e-commerce world, as I told you, right? And
Mhm.
I've got my gold nuggets, I've got my gems that like I could make a course, but bro, most people don't include the little golden nuggets, like some things that you have, that so you willing to like get people involved and get people on your level and just get your inner circle and even not so inner because you just met me, right? Like the fact that you're willing to let people just like level up with you, man, like that's very unique. And it speaks volumes of who you are as a person, bro. So I just wanted to thank you for that first and foremost.
Appreciate you, bro.
The thing that really stood out from the last call was when I love it when mentors like give an actionable thing, right? Because a lot of mentors just speak in generics, right? Like,
Hmm.
be disciplined, wake up early, blah blah blah. You said, guys, reach out to 50 people per day, like
Yeah,
something actionable, right? So I think that's great, bro. And yeah, I guess I'll transition to sort of like the questions that I have, right? And I'll just keep it very, very simple and basic just to start off. Like, so I've been tinkering with running ads, right? Just so you guys know, right? People that are hopping on, so who I am. So I come from the e-commerce world, and I have an e-commerce automation agency. But over the past like 9 months, it's been a nightmare with Amazon and Walmart marketplaces getting very strict, shutting down accounts, withholding money. So I told myself that this year I was gonna pivot into something else. I'm used to a certain amount of income and revenue and stuff like that. So I did my research, my due diligence, and the insurance industry. It made sense to me. Like it made sense to me, and like if you get to a point where you're generating your own leads, right, at a decent volume. Like I understand numbers. If you're getting a lead for $8 and you sell the lead and there's a 30% chargeback rate, and so if you do the numbers, like it makes sense, right?
hmm
So that's why I'm pivoting into this. I literally got licensed like 45 days ago, right? I got licensed 45 days ago. I had an issue with my license that just got resolved Monday of this week. So now I'm able to start actually selling again with the carriers. So I started tinkering with Facebook ads, and how I got into that was by watching your videos, right? I searched, I found your videos, I found you, I hit you up, I think on Instagram, and then we started talking on
yeah.
WhatsApp. So I've been tinkering. I've been seeing real results. When I say real results, like people, like I'm like, wow, people like these seniors, right? Final expense, these seniors, like they legitimately are needing this product, which made me feel good about what I'm selling, right? Like I'm selling a product people actually need that they can actually benefit from and actually help their families. It's a real thing, right? So the questions I have, brother, are more around like I see a divisiveness across mentors, right? Like some people will say, hey, the best thing you could do is get leads through your form, through the built-in form on Facebook, right?
Mhm.
So okay, so you have a form, you put in your questions and just enough questions to have the person fill it out, and it's easy for them, and you call them as soon as the call comes in. Other people will say, hey, the better quality leads are the ones that invest a little bit more time filling out the form. So what does this mean? Get a proper landing page, have the person click into a professional looking landing page, fill out a form. Now when you call them, they're more like they're higher intent, right?
Yep. Yep.
But there's a bigger bounce rate. There's going to be
Yep.
a little bit of a higher cost, right? And then there's a third one where people are saying, hey, once I learn how to sell the product as a relatively new agent, then I learn how to sell a product. People are saying, hey, dude, start running ads for people to call you directly. Like do like the calling ad, right? Where
hmm
people that if those might cost you $10 to $20, but shit, they're calling you to sign up, right? So I'm like, since I'm brand new, I'm like, dude, like what actually is like in your experience, what actually can work and is recommended? nowadays.
Yeah. I am going to answer your question. D, what's up, bro? Paul and D, if y'all can turn your cameras on.
Bro,
I
bro.
just like seeing people, bro, while I'm talking, even if you're driving or something, just anything just is appreciated. But I appreciate y'all hopping on for sure. And I am going to take a step back because I know D and Paul, y'all probably don't know too much about what he's talking about, but I am going to answer his question. And then, like I said, I'm going to literally walk y'all through this process so you guys can have an understanding. And once again, it's going to be more of a high level meeting where I'm going to be explaining concepts and then obviously giving you all actionable steps. And I am going to be asking if everybody made their offers at the end of the call. So if y'all did or did not, you better come up with something good if you didn't. But anyways, so to answer your question, Gian, a few things, bro. So yes, the landing page is better than the instant form. When I share my screen, I'll show you like the results. We've been doing some landing page stuff. Truthfully, I'm happy you asked me that. I'm not going to be pushing videos just between me and you. That's kind of some sauce. But I'm noticing is like basically, I changed the game in my opinion when it came to the life insurance ad development space because when I first got started, bro, nobody was running ads the way that I run them. They weren't being transparent. They weren't asking the questions. Like if you go on the ad library, which I'm sure you know how to do because I'm pretty sure I have a video on that as well. Like you'll see so many other people like copying the same exact thing I have, which is like cool. It's pretty dope to see. But it's like, all right, now certain areas of it are like just becoming the same circle. So like now I got to figure out a way to kind of level up, bro. So I'll give you the sauce just because you on here. You know what I mean? We have been testing the landing page, brother, and it is performing significantly better. I'm just gonna be honest with you. The conversations are better. People are closing at a higher rate. We just had an agent. He got like 23 leads. Only like one of them was a bad number, which you know in any industry you're gonna have bad numbers, no matter what it is, right? But only one was a bad number. He closed 3 deals. I think he set 5 appointments, so that's 8 total. And then the other people just haven't picked up. It wasn't like they weren't interested. And I think he had one or two not interested. And I don't
Bro,
remember
he
his name,
closed
but if
three
I
out
can
of
find it
the
before we
20,
hop off,
20 something and scheduled 5 appointments. That's like,
bro, that's what I'm saying, bro. It's solid,
bro,
bro.
that's, oh my God.
Conversations are better. The intent of the lead is better, bro. So, and honestly, bro, making a landing page is like, as you know, that's not hard. Like, it doesn't take long. Like, just get a domain link, get it set
No,
up.
that's
It's just a pixel, and that's even easy too. You can YouTube that, bro. So between you
right.
and me, like I said, you're on this call, so you're gonna get the sauce. And I promise you, I'm not releasing that to the public. I will at some point, but it'll be down the line. Everything else about the ad is the same though, as you know, like the copy and stuff doesn't change, just like where we get their information. Now, to answer your question about the call, I haven't tried the landing page with the call, but I know it does work. So if you're like want to implement something immediately, change and I can share my screen, but you won't want to put the result as a call. So you know how like you can go through the results. You
Ah,
want to
okay.
keep the results still the instant form. You want to put the call feature at the end. Bro, like I literally had a lady text me today. She got like she only had like 6 leads. She had 2 people call her, but we put her cell phone on there instead of her business phone. She's like, "Oh, this is really dope. People are calling me. Can we switch the phone number?" So like I'm basically switching all my clients over to the call feature because it's just like
So
people will put the wrong number. And if they call you and they pick up or you have it, you can save that. Even if they hang up or if you miss it and they leave like a voicemail,
that
you'll be,
exact thing happened to me, bro. I get a call from a number and I'm like, this has to be a lead, right? I picked up, spoke to a lady, and then I go to check my, like, I get home, I check my leads that came in, and I'm like, wait a second. The number that they put in the lead form is very similar, but there were like 1 or 2 digits off in the lead form, but the number that called me, and I'm like, damn, okay. So so okay. Okay, because I wanted to make sense, right? So okay, so you're saying one strategy, and I get this is about testing and seeing because you got to throw crap at the wall and see what sticks, right? And you got to always
Mhm.
be reinventing and pivoting. I totally get that. So one thing you want to play with and experiment with is, hey, let's have the lead form, but at the end have I know exactly what you're talking about, where they can call you after filling out the form, right?
Right.
And you would put a professional, maybe 1-800 number, right? I would assume.
Nah, you can we be putting their cell phone number, bro.
Put your
So like
cell phone number. Okay.
I'm gonna pull one example up but keep talking while you're talking.
And
I,
then the
I,
other thing
go ahead.
is to have a professional landing page. So there's two strategies there that we could kind of play with.
I got a question for you, Talk. Is actually, Gian, bro, I'm glad you asked that, bro, because you can ask trade even in the real estate framework of doing it. I'm kind of seeing something, bro. I got a question for you though. Is when you running the ads, bro, and you get like you already generating leads, you find an ad copy that's straight. Do you think it's a time frame, or is it just a lead quality, or is it a finance thing that should make you want to pivot? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when do you actually think you should pull the trigger and be like, okay, I need to upgrade for high quality going to a landing page? Or is like, should I just knock out these leads until I start converting one and get some like numbers down? Or like what's your take on that, fool? Like you think
So
you
I
should
think like that's a good question, bro. So I feel like personally for me, like the way I look at it, and it's different. That's why I think it's super dope. Like what y'all can do versus what I'm doing, right? And like side note, like why I'm kind of interested in also like running my leads and like selling them because I just run them and give them to people. So like for you all, it's a little bit different because you can run them and like test stuff and see what works best for you. I have to kind of keep it generic because I can't like differentiate it too much. But what I always look for like key indicators is like pickup rate and the quality of the lead. So I define the quality of the lead as like when I call them and it does it like are the numbers connected or are they disconnected? Right? Are the people that are picking up responsive, right? Like what's the rate at which they're responsive? So if I get 10 leads, like and five of them have bad numbers, like something's going wrong. Like that's not quality. If one of them had a bad number, cool. If two, okay. But if it's like disconnected bad numbers, like five of them, it's like, okay, we need to switch. Now, the thing, if you're trying to increase quality, I always look at adjusting the ad copy itself. So literally like the copy, what it says, because you could be getting a lot of clicks and a lot of leads, but the quality of it could be really bad. Now, if you want like better phone numbers, the only real thing you can do is switch to a landing page because the reality is like it is going to autofill. Like it will autofill, and if they just click next, it'll be cool. Now, some people go in there manually. As you know, you can add like best contact number. That's a little trick that I found out that most people didn't know about that can, help you. But I mean, it kind of is what it is, as far as like that goes. If you like want that to be your thing. Now, if you're trying to adjust like the type of people that you're getting, then I don't think you need to switch from a instant form to a landing page because that's going to be like either targeting or that's going to be like your specific copy, right? If you're doing open targeting, like you're going to be able to attract a lot more people. But then, in my opinion, open targeting works better because Meta wants you to do that. Like they actually keep upgrading open targeting to be better for the algorithm as time goes on. But you should just come in and actually like create a better copy because it's going to target everybody. So if you're like super detailed, like you may think like, damn, nobody's going to click on this. But if you do open, like I promise you, the numbers will just like work themselves out. So it really just depends on like I base it off calling. Like me personally, I'm always going to go for the cheapest lead possible first and work my way up. Most people do it backwards. They're like, yo, I'm trying to get the highest intent, ask hella questions, put a landing page. And it's like, dude, Meta is not going to suit you, especially if you're an individual agent inside of an ad campaign. You don't have a bunch of data. So it's not like they're going to be like, oh, yeah, we're going to go find people. Like, you got to be generic at first and be willing to like take those L's when you're building a campaign and then continue to grow. So I don't know if that kind of answered your question. And then, G,
yeah,
did it answer? Re-ask your question that you were asking?
I think I answered my own question. So I think it was like, because I no, it's the question was basically I guess which one is better, but I think the answer here is like you just gotta test. Like if you think something might work, you gotta test it, right? So I was thinking, okay, is it better to take people to a landing page, or is it better to have people fill out the instant form and then at the end have them be able to call you, right? But I think the answer, I mean, is simply to try both.
Yeah. I mean, and it just depends, bro. Like you can take people to a landing page. I would ask less questions because you don't need to ask as many questions because the intent is already there because they went to the landing page. So it's
Okay.
like very reverse psychology. Like most people think, okay, they're at the landing page now, and I gotta no, you don't. Like you just need their phone number, right? Because that person clicks. So when you're like the psychology for me of getting somebody on the phone is remembering what they filled out first. If you could get them to remember what information they filled out, like you've won the game. It's your job as the person calling them to convert them in any sort of. You could really just collect their first name, their first name, their phone number, and that's it. Truthfully, if you're being honest, like if your ad is set up properly, like the way that you're structuring it, and you just call me like, "Hey, Gina, like I'm just giving you a call. You'd filled out a request, on Facebook or Instagram. It took you to this landing page. It was talking about life insurance. Do you remember doing that? Like, you could be that generic if you're trying to get more leads. And like, that's something I would do. Me personally, that's how I run it. I would ask the least amount of questions because I feel extremely confident in my selling ability. And I would get as many leads as possible for the lowest cost because the law of averages is still the law of averages. And then
Right.
from there, I will work my way upwards if I needed to. So I do the first few days and like, okay, I'm able to get through the intro part of this phone script without having to really verify anything. They just remember that they filled it out. From there, they're going to say, yeah, I did fill it out. Okay, cool. I'm your licensed underwriter or whatever industry you're in. I'm going to be, are you interested in getting selling your property or whatever it is, and just proceed forward. If you need a bunch of details like property address, beneficiary, how soon are you likely to buy, like all these other things, like they're cool, but once you get past the intro line, you're going to ask them the same questions again anyway. So if you got a pen and paper or your Google Sheet out, you're just going to write it down. So it's like asking more questions is going to increase the cost of the lead. So I'd rather ask the least amount of questions and trust in my ability. But that goes back to what you said. Like, to me, it's all about the person. Because like I said, if I was advertising myself, I would be doing the quantity play all day, every day. That's all I would do. Because
Makes
you can make
perfect
somebody
sense.
fill out 15 fields, but if they don't pick up the phone, all that's wasted. It doesn't, like, you could bang somebody's phone all day. They could be the highest intent lead, but if they do not pick up, you wasted all that money. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't believe in that. Like, somebody could fill out two things and be just as interested. They just didn't want to sit there and fill out. I don't want to fill out a bunch of shit if I'm interested. Like, dude, hey, contact us for them. First name, last name, boom, click submit. When they call you, you know what it is because you wanted to be contacted. And that's kind of like that's how I think about it, bro. So I hope that made sense. But for D and Paul, I'm gonna kind of start from the basic because I know we went real high level and y'all probably like, what the hell are these dudes talking about? So I'm going to share my screen and we're just gonna literally just hop straight into it. D, did you have any questions from last week or anything specific that you wanted me to go over, brother?
No, not really. What's it called? Yeah, not really. I feel like the conversation y'all just had, kind of can apply to everybody, to be honest with you.
I love it.
Just because I mean, like, with me having conversations with clients and things like that, it's a lot easier whenever people are looking for stuff. So you got to always find the people that's looking for it, and you know, you don't want to spend too much time on making them do things before the conversation. So
Right. No, 100%, bro. So I'm gonna share my screen and just like walk y'all through this whole entire process from start to bottom. I'm gonna explain the concepts. I'm not gonna apply it to any specific industry because literally what I'm about to show you works for anything. You can ask Zaire. I don't even know damn near anything about wholesaling, real estate, acquisition, none of that. I know a little bit of terms. I have a decent ability to like conceptually understand. And we were able to like throw together some ads and literally get people results. And I'm gonna show y'all that as well. So I'm gonna share my screen. Everybody let me know if you can see that. I'm sure everybody can. Cool, we good? All right, bet. So first things first, right? So D, your photography. So we're gonna go like this is how I think about it. First things first is like you got to create an ad account, right? So we're gonna hop over here. I'm gonna show you guys what we're gonna focus primarily on Facebook, Instagram. You can use all this stuff for every platform. The only difference is this. If you type in, right, let's go Tik Tok Ads Manager. So that's the first step. What platform do you want to leverage? Like I said last week, what I'm about to show you works a lot more effectively if you already have some presence on that platform. For me, it was Facebook and Instagram because that's where I had the most engagement. I don't do a damn thing on TikTok. My TikTok is trash. My Instagram's really not good either, to be honest with you. I just post a lot of content. I don't have a lot of followers. My Facebook's not popping. My
Hey,
LinkedIn's
quick,
not
quick,
really popping.
quick
So
question, Trey.
go
If you
ahead.
don't, bro, it's got to do with the topic you on. If I'm running ads to a certain platform, does it matter the audience that I'm targeting, or are you saying like just focus on whatever data point that your personal profile already has enough on? Because I'm like, if I'm kind of going for old people, I'm really genuinely curious because I'm
Yeah.
just trying to figure out like if I'm going for old people and I know that many old people not on Instagram, do I really run ads on my gram or TikTok? Like, you know what I'm trying to ask?
They are on Instagram, homie. I thought the same thing, but they are, bro.
I
They're
bet.
on. I promise you. I was thinking the same thing for Final Expense. I know maybe you're not in the industry, but I'm like, dude, I found out old people are on TikTok.
I bet.
Yeah,
Well,
nah.
go ahead.
That's a valid. Oh, somebody else have something?
No, that was me, bro. You did it.
Oh, nah. So that's a valid question. I think it goes back to what we talked about last week. To answer your question, is like once you start DMing people, you're gonna figure out where more people are responding. Like, a
Mhm.
perfect example, I DM people all the time, 50 to 100 people every day. Our response rate on Facebook is actually really freaking high for life insurance agents. Like, meaning me reaching out to life insurance agents. Truthfully, higher than it is on Instagram. Like, I can send out 50 DMs. I'm probably gonna get 4 responses, which is crazy, like within that first day. Now, over time, I might get like 6, 7, 8 responses. But with the life insurance, if you send out 50 DMs, like you're probably gonna get 3 to 4 like solid responses, not just like bull crap, I'm not interested, whatever. So it really just depends. You got to play with it. But I think for running ads, right? Yes, you can figure out where your target audience is, but most of us, just like no matter what we're going to be doing, probably is going to be TikTok, Google, or Facebook and Instagram. So same thing, you'll do TikTok Ads Manager, you could do Google Ads Manager, right? It doesn't matter. Ads Manager, y'all, is like basically going to be where you actually run your ads. So the first thing you have to do is figure out what platform you're going to run. I highly suggest, this is just my opinion, everybody starts on Meta. It's very easy to understand. There's a bunch of people on YouTube you can study. I'm not gonna say there's not for Google and TikTok, but it's a lot more not complex, but it's less traveled by other people. And what I'm about to show y'all today, you're gonna need to be able to, like, what I call like mimic hack from other people who've had success in order to figure out what works for you. Because I'm not about to show you and tell you to go into something blind. The only other alternative is you can buy a course. I am not a master in every single area. I understand life insurance, and you could buy my course, but that's not the purpose of this call. The purpose of this call is to give you the concepts that you can use for literally any industry. Like, I want y'all to understand like how this works, so that way you can develop a strategy. So you can use Meta, Google, or TikTok. There's LinkedIn. Like, I would just stay away from those because they're typically more expensive. Google is really good leads and really good quality, like ads, but it's very, very expensive because you got to think Google is Google and YouTube, and it's a search engine. So like when people search, the intent of whatever they're searching for, when you pop up and they click on that, that's a high ass intent lead. When people are scrolling on Facebook, Instagram, they're not searching for it, bro. They're not like, man, I want life insurance, or man, I want to find the hottest photographer, you know what I mean, in PA, or you still in PA, Drake? Okay, yeah, bet. I want to find the hottest photographer in PA. Like, nobody's searching for that. I mean, sometimes they are, but it's not like Google and YouTube where you're literally typing in like search, how do I blah blah blah, or blah 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 blah, whatever you're looking for. So the intent is significantly higher, which means that the cost is significantly higher as well. And that's how I break it down. So that's first things first. I'm not going to walk through that. All you're going to do is just type in ads manager, right? Boom. So if it was Google, you're literally going to click on it. You're gonna go here, it'll say Google Ads. If you do Facebook, same thing, right? And what you're gonna do is you're gonna put in your basic information. Another way, if you really want like a full walkthrough, it's simple. You could literally just type in, right, how to set up Google Ads Manager. Boom. And all you do is just watch a little generic video, right? You got a bunch of them. This Ben Heath dude is really solid. I highly suggest, if you see any of his content, he doesn't specify in any industry, but like he'll give you the concepts. He's actually the first person I started watching when I started creating ads in general. But you can watch any of these, y'all. Even if it's a 2023 video, it still applies to get set up, right? Don't do that if you're like trying to hack strategies or whatever. But we'll be talking about Meta. So it'll be like how to set up Facebook Ads Manager, right? And like I said, I suggest everybody starts there because most of us, all of our Facebook or Instagram is probably our best spot, right? So you can watch these videos. They're very straightforward. I'm not going to waste your time going to that because that's not why you guys are here. So you're going to get it set up. Once you get it set up, you're going to come to a page like this. All right. Now, on the left-hand side, really simple, y'all. It's going to have a button for you to be able to create different ads manager accounts, right? You can see I have access to a bunch of these different accounts. You're going to get this account set up. It's really easy. I'm going to walk you through kind of like a straightforward process. So let's just say you're going in here, right? You always want to make sure when you come in here, and this is recorded, y'all, so you guys can go back and like watch this with another big deal. You're always going to want to fill out all this information. So set up your pages, set up your ad account, set up your apps, make sure you connect your Instagram, go in here, set up your billing and payments, set up your security center, and also set up your business info. I'm not going to click on all that, but like I said, you want to go through and make sure all this stuff is set up. There's going to be a bunch of these little icons and notifications that's going to tell you confirm your identity, set up your 2-factor authentication. You guys are probably like, why the hell am I doing this, Trey? The purpose is because your ad account will get blocked. I promise you it's going to happen. It's just a part of the game. Like, no matter what ad you're running, no matter what platform you're on, it will happen. And it happens just because they want to know, number one, that you're in compliance, which most of the time there's little stuff that we're not in compliance for. Meta, Google, and TikTok have hella rules that I don't even know about. They're literally everywhere. Like, you can't put certain words here. You can't say certain things. Like, if you start talking about money, there's only certain phrase you can use. You can't talk about housing unless you're in a housing section. There's a variety of different things. So trust me, your ad account will get shut down. It will get blocked. Don't worry though. They will reactivate it. It's not a big deal. You can literally just go on there. You're going to submit a request, fill in your information. They'll probably have you send like a picture of your driver's license and you'll be off to the races. Make sure that you're billing and payments and you have I suggest you get a credit card. I really suggest you get American Express Gold if you're going to actually be doing this for your business, because American Express Gold Card gives you 4x for every $1 you spend on ads. So like, I literally am making about $1,000 to $1,100 per month just on like rewards points. So I can use it for flights and Amazon, like it don't matter. So I highly suggest if you're going to be running ads, go ahead and use that card, because you could get 3,200 points by spending like $900 just on ads. Is there a question? So ask a question. Hold on. Okay, yeah, cool. Giam brought up something super useful. 21% of TikTok users are over 40, which is pretty freaking high. I'm not gonna lie. So that's dope. Yeah, for all platforms, so you guys can do that. So I hope that kind of makes sense. But nonetheless, the purpose of that is understand when you come in here and you set up, you have to kind of check off all the boxes. So that is like the preliminary stuff. I wanted to kind of get over that before we get into like the good stuff and like how stuff is set up, how we run ads, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So let me go back down to this. All right. So this is how we hack. Really, really simple. This is why I like Meta, because Google doesn't really have one, and I don't even think TikTok has one. So there's this thing, y'all, and this is what I need each of you all to do. I'm gonna just go through everybody's industry. So it's called Facebook Ad Library, right? This is like the #1 hack to figure out what other people are doing. You can see my ads. You can see anybody's ads that's being run right now. Now, sometimes you got to be very strategic with the keywords that you put in here. But here's the purpose of me showing you this, right? So you can go in here and type in like, Dre, would you say it's like, we'll use you for example, like photography. Give me like a keyword that would be like for your target. Like what I type in like photography ads? Like what would be, give me something that I should kind of say. I don't know the verbiage.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of you can do portrait ads.
Let's see. Here we go. How to run Facebook ads for photographers. Never seen this at all, right? 7 beginner Facebook ad tips for photographers. How to do Facebook ad for photographers. Wedding photography. Okay, you feel me? So like if I'm you, Dre, like this the first thing I'm doing, bro. Like I'm not doing this one because that's converting. Facebook advertising for. Do you do weddings?
Yeah, I do weddings.
Okay, bet. So like this dude's talking about weddings, Facebook ad for what campaign type? Like I don't know shit about, excuse my language. I don't know anything about photography ads, but like if I was you, after I set up my ad library or after I set up my ads manager, like I just showed you, that should take you 10 minutes tops. I'm going to just consume all this game, right? I'm going in here. I'm just going to literally pull it up because I don't know.
Zapier's automation is the easiest way to keep your pipeline in motion.
Cool.
Connect over
You can do this for any industry. Like come in here. They're going to literally show you how to set these ads up, how many leads they got, right? They got $5 per day leads. They're going to break down their target audience. This looks like Momentum 360 is going away to give a free guide. I don't know what this is, but they're going to go through and basically talk about what they're doing to get leads and Facebook ads for being a photographer. I'm sure this person has the same thing. So if I'm you, I'm just going through and watching, right? I will watch these videos first before you go to the ad library so you can have an understanding of what to look up. So let's just say I am, a photographer, right? All right, I'm just going to use this for a sec. Once again, this is for any industry. I think I saw you join Eek, so welcome, bro. You kind of hopping in. You missed the first call, but I'll send you both of these recordings so you can go back and watch them, brother. But happy to have you. Anyways, so let's say I'm doing photography, right? photo shoots. Right? Let's pull this up. What's this? Dubai dress shoots. Okay, this is pretty generic. Probably not gonna be the best thing. Let me think. This is why it would be good to what? Go ahead.
I said them joints low key weak. Some of them.
Yeah, no, these definitely weak. I'm trying to find the best way to go about it. I don't know like let me see here. I don't know like keywords for photography because it's a little bit harder. Like,
Yeah.
give me something
A
that
photo shoot. So like, oh, never
Do
mind.
portrait photos. A lot of people do portrait, so
portrait hella wrong.
Maybe like baby photographers or pet photography.
That's good. Yeah, like some kind of
Pet photography?
niche, like a niche photography, like baby photography or wedding photos or something like that. Yeah, there we go.
Okay, here we go. Perfect. Good looking. See, teamwork.
Shit, G.
All right, bet. So like, look, so y'all see, right, Dre? Like, so this is how you would hack. You don't have to know a damn thing about ads. Can you just tell me off of these few things that we looking at, kind of how people are setting ads up, just off the strength? Like you don't even have to know anything. Like, okay, I see they both in pictures. It's got to be a man and a woman, right? Obviously, wedding boy. And on top of that, you kind of see how they're structuring their pictures, right? Now, obviously, I'm assuming this the baby rep. So like, all right, cool. We're getting babies. That's how we want to do it. This person has a video, right? This person is saying, hey, you could do this. So then now what you do is you say, okay, you pay attention to the ads that are running. So if it's an inactive ad that ran for a short period of time, it's probably not like performing super, super well. If you really want to know if something's cracking, like you can go back and see something like this is still running from December 13th, bro. It's damn near February. So if this ad, right, it'll say active has been running still, bro, that means it's performing well, which means that you can be like, oh, this type of shit works. Excuse my language, right? You'll be like, okay, cool. So now the next step is, okay, so you watched the videos on YouTube. You started looking at keywords. As you can see, bro, I put photography or photo. If I change wedding, like it showed me a whole different archive of what to look for. So you're going to have to play around and figure out. And once again, we're using photography, but this is applicable for any industry.
I can
what it is.
basically just put in any keyword that I'm trying to do for that moment.
Exactly.
Like next, I'm going to be preparing for like graduation shoots. So like I'll just put that in there.
And that's correct. Exactly, bro. So now once you scroll down, bro, you try to find the oldest ad that's still running. So this is bussing. October 9th, it's still running. That means that it's hidden for it to be running that long. Now you might not be able to go see this is inactive. It's kind of hard to have an ad running like that long, but there are some times where that happens, right? So nonetheless, right, let's just say you go to December 13th one, right? It's been running for a little over a month. It's pretty solid. So now the next step is you're going to hit see summary details, right? They're going to have different versions. Now you're going to read through like, what is this ad, right? So let's just read through this together. Miami's top wedding photography. So I'm assuming, right, and you'll get into this, Dre, when you watch more videos for everybody else, based on the initial first words are going to always kind of tell you who they're targeting. Because a lot of times you can kind of hack what they're like the images they're using, the wording, but you can't hack the targeting. So what I do is I look at it and say, okay, if it's generic, like if it just says attention photographers, they could be running that to the whole country. They could be running that to multiple cities, multiple states. If it has a specific phrase on there, like Miami, that means that they're probably only targeting either people in Miami. So it's because you can target cities or a county. So they could be doing like Miami-Dade County. So now you could think like, okay, they're only targeting these two people. It's been running for X amount of days. That means that this is probably hitting like really good because now it's very detailed. But if it was generic, it'd be like, okay, that makes sense. It's targeting the whole USA. You could probably run that shit for 9 months, bro, and you'd be cool. But if it's targeting a specific city, it's a few things. Either maybe that's where they live. Obviously, it says Miami wedding photography, etc. So now you're going to click here. You read it, right? Top wedding photographer. So let's just say you're duplicating this, Dre. Pittsburgh's top wedding photographer, right? DeAndre Folk, right? I offer, like, this is literally what I would do to start. I'm one of these people that like, I'm going to like copy the framework. Then I'm going to do like, I don't want everything to be the same because it's not going to be good. You got to take it and mold it, right? So Pittsburgh's top wedding photographer, DeAndre Folk, right? I offer instead of impeccable, like you just list what you offer. So they had 3 things. Okay, what are 3 things I can come up with? I'm gonna give you another hack. You could literally just take this, put it in Chat GPT and be like, hey, give me 2 different versions of this that fit the style of, a young Black African American man who does photography, lives in the North. Like I would go to Bard, actually. Shout out to my boy Z. I would go to Bard and type it in. It's better than Chat GPT. If you guys don't know, you should tap into Bard. Pretty fire. But anyways, I will go to Bard AI and put that in there, bro, and create multiple versions of this that fits my style. If you can't come up with something, you probably can because you've been doing this for a long time. And you're really good. 3 things that you offer, bro. I wouldn't do this exact thing, right? And then whatever you want to say. I understand each photo will become a precious memory. If you don't talk like that, then kind of sauce that up. And then boom. I would use the same exact framework. So I'd have area, what you offer, 3 bullet points, a little summary, not long, and then an emoji. Could be an image, it could be somebody walking, it could be anything. Send a message to check if your date is still available, right? And they're doing what it looks like is Instagram messages, which honestly, for what you're doing, might be gas. Like you probably don't need leads. Like you don't need people to fill out like first name, last name. Like you don't really need that. Like yours can be a lot more personal, bro, for what you're doing. Like somebody like Zaire who's doing like real estate, or me and Dion who's doing like life insurance. You need that because you're dealing with 50-year-old.
So
Go ahead.
so you said it's doing messages. So the ads want to direct message people.
That's correct. Yeah, it's gonna
Okay.
literally go directly to, and it won't let me see their
Yeah.
their thing, but it's gonna go directly to their Instagram. And like when they click this button, so like let's say they see the ad on their phone and they click send message, it'll literally just send a DM. And once again, I'm not gonna go through like all the strategies with that because when you watch these videos of other people, you'll kind of see what's working for them, how they're kind of going through, what's successful, what's not successful, etc. This dude looks like he's probably gas, to be honest with you, because I've seen this image pop up a few times. So they may say
Yeah,
lead.
I feel like that would be perfect because like that's basically how I get all my leads anyway. Is as soon as I see somebody that mentions photography or videography, I just DM them
Yeah,
and start this conversation right there. Boom, book them right there. So I'll be able to reach so many people like that.
yeah.
So
And like what you would do is this. So your campaign, what I teach, right? The way I teach leads for all things. Like I teach leads for any business, what you're doing. Because if it's Instagram DM, if it's a form, if it's a call, like it's the easiest. I don't really mess with engagement. I don't mess with traffic or awareness. It's not that they're not good. They are very good for what they're useful for different industries. Like I'm a lead dude. That's what I like. I like phone numbers. I like personally connecting with people. I can handle all the other stuff. I don't want hella pre-booked appointments and shit like that. Like that's not my style. I just like pick up the phone or like text people. I'm just a personal type guy. So like if I was setting yours up, Dre, like real quick, I'll just kind of go through it. Right. So you'll learn what all this stuff is, different ways that you can budget, how much money you should put in. I do suggest while we're all here, like if you guys got notes, always start with no less than $25 to test. Right. And that's easy. I like starting with 50. That's the cap. That's the max that all of you all will be able to start out with when you build out this campaign, or I'm sorry, create an ads manager for at least the first 14 to 21 days. And the reason is, just so you guys know, is that Meta or Google or TikTok, it doesn't matter. They're going to want to see if you can hit that threshold and keep paying before they move you up. Because theoretically, you could run ads for, $50 for 4 days, and that's $200, and they won't charge your card until you hit a certain limit. So what they do when you first start running ads, y'all, is they're gonna take out like $2 from your credit card, $5, even though you're running a campaign for $50, and they're gonna do that because they want to make sure that your card doesn't decline. Because there's people online, they'll do anything for a quick $50 to try to run a campaign, get a free ad, and then run on and not have to pay Meta theoretically. So just so you guys know, I suggest starting with no less than $25, anywhere from 25 to 50. And I wouldn't start running ads until you at least have at least 1 month of like, I can throw $1,500 away and like not have any attachment to it. If y'all don't have $1,500 a month prepared, and that's why I did this call second and not first, because I want you all to make the offers, get the money, take the money that you get Right? I'm trying to show you the way without the credit. We could go through, and that's a whole nother conversation. We could talk about credit, leveraging other people. But I'm trying to give you guys a strategy where you can use your time to DM people with the strategy we talked about last week, get clients, get the cash flow from the clients up to $1,500. I would like for you to have $3,000 because that's 2 months, right? $3,000 of just like, dude, if I lose this, I have no personal attachment to it. And then all you got to do is throw it into ads and fall on your face because you're gonna suck. I don't care what. I can sit here and teach you guys all damn day. You can ask Gian, like you might get some results and it's cool, but like you're gonna run the roadblocks. Shit's gonna happen that I can't tell you about. It's just
Oh,
starting
dude,
anyway.
I've blundered so many calls, bro. I've messed up so many calls, and I'm glad I only paid like $8 a pop for the lead, man. It will happen, like you said,
Yeah.
100%.
Nah, facts, bro. So like you know what I mean? You're gonna run into those humps. But anyways, that was long-winded. To answer your question, Dre, like what they're doing, bro, is you see how it says Instagram? They're just going here and starting leads on Instagram. So it'll be a chat. And something cool, y'all, just so you guys know, like when you start generating leads, is no matter which of these conversions you select, it actually has a different target audience. So you could be targeting, 18 to 30-year-olds that live in Pittsburgh or 50 to 85-year-olds that live in Arizona. If you do website, it's going to have a completely different type of 50 to 85-year-old than if you do Instant Farm, than if you do Messenger, than if you do Instagram, than if you do calls. And just so you guys understand, the reason why it's different is because each of these fields, right, has the algorithm is favoring it based off of people who do what? People who click from one website to the next, people who fill out forms inside of Facebook and Instagram, people who start messenger chats on Facebook and Instagram, people who respond directly through Instagram and use Instagram a lot, and people who click on businesses where they have to call people in. The algorithm is going to show you those people. That's why the audience size you see changes. But all this, y'all, is for USA. So if I scroll down here, I could change a few things and it's gonna be different, right? I could change this to it says United States. I could change it to Nebraska, Iowa. This audience size will change even if I'm still in Nebraska, but I'm running leads in Instagram, Messenger, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So anyways, I wanted to kind of touch on that. So back to this. So this is one example, right? You would take this and you say, okay, this is cool. Take some notes, Dre. Okay, cool. They got different, ethnic groups here. All right, cool. What are they doing here? This one, they're both like that. Cool. Maybe they're doing that because they're in Miami. You know what I mean? It's a big blend in Miami, whatever it is. So you do that one. Cool. You come down. You see they're running a lot of those ads. You come back up here. Let's just pick somebody. They just started on the 29th. Another thing you can do that's cool is if you see somebody that has an ad that you think is pretty fire, you can go up and more of them loaded. So you can go up here. You could do see ad details. You can either do about the advertiser. Where's that? So you go about this advertiser. You could go to view their other ads that they may have, right? This person has this one, but they also have these, right? Active. So you see this one, cool. Learn more. You can click to discover our story behind our photography. Grateful father celebrates the art of memories. Storytelling with a creative flair, right? Capture the wedding. You can go here and click see ad details. And basically the purpose of me showing this to you all is like, you got to kind of take an hour or two and just sit and just play around. Because like I said, there is no exact science. There is no, okay, the thing that I will tell you is going to tell you if something is working. Because like I said, you're not going to know how much their leads cost or if they're actually converting these leads. And if this ad works, is how long has the ad been running? If the ad's been running for a long time, it works. Very simple. You don't got to overcomplicate it. You don't got to try to look, oh yeah, let me look in between the cracks. Like if it's inactive, shit didn't work. Ran for 4 days, it was trash. Ran for 4 days, it was trash. It's simple. Like there's no science. December 11th, once again, our boy, this same guy, this is hitting. So I would assume that something like this would probably hit if you were, pushing people to an Instagram response and lived in maybe not Miami, but a different area, and you just changed it up for your area. And you found pictures and images that were fitting for your target demographic. As you can see, this is kind of like I don't know if she's like white. We got the white girl down here. Then you kind of got like, my boy, he looks like he got some skin. Like, so it's like, okay, maybe that works for Miami because this is giving me a little bit of that Miami vibe. It may not work for a different area. You might be in Nebraska, whole different type of ball game. So you got to kind of identify what's going on with the audience and what they're doing and what's working. Go ahead, G.
I'm noticing in that creative, because that's the same photographer that's targeting Miami, right? He's
Mm-hmm.
been running this for 3 weeks, and it's specific. It seems to me, I could be wrong, but it seems like it's specifically a very portrait mode type of creative, which tells me he's running it on what is it on Instagram? That's the one that you get like the is it called a story or
Yeah,
Uh,
Instagram story or Instagram
uh,
Reels where it will pop up in that yeah, portrait
in
mode.
that
Yeah.
long vertical format?
mhm.
That's specifically how he's running it versus the other ones that look like they could fit in a feed. This guy is like, nah, I'm doing the portrait, the long mode. I don't know if that has something to do with it.
No, no, no. That's actually a really good point, bro. And like you'll see on here, like sometimes, and it doesn't pop up for all of them. They'll even tell you sometimes like what their ad budget is, and like how much they're spending. That's for certain areas, right? So like this one ran for 10 days, destination wedding. It was like it was cool. And what you also might notice, Dre, and like I said, I don't notice because I haven't done the research, is maybe some of these people are only running the ads for 4 or 5 days because they only need they don't need they can't take on 50 clients. I could be BSing, you know what I mean? Like they could run it for 5 days and say, dude, I got 3 clients. I'm turning this shit off. I don't gotta spend no more money, which could also make a lot of sense. But once again, that's why you start with the videos so you get an understanding of what other people are running and what's being successful. Because the people like
Mhm.
myself, I create YouTube videos on how to generate leads because I own a lead business and I'm in the life insurance business. So if you watch my video, you'd be more inclined to find keywords that I'm saying and go to the ad library to figure out what I'm doing. So that way
Mhm.
you can go duplicate success. That was the purpose of me doing it because I want other people to be successful. So these individuals who are showing you how to run ads for Facebook for photography probably know a two, they probably have some level of results. They're probably not out here spitballing you bullshit because they want you to think that they're nice. Because YouTube
Mhm.
is not like a place where you get that immediate reward. Like it's gonna take you a long time building an audience. People got to trust you for people to like. If you're trying to like pitch a program or something, it's not really that place to do that unless you're like super big. So if they're just pushing out hella value, they probably are very genuine, and what they're
Mhm.
telling you probably works because they've used it as well. So this is really the framework, y'all, for like how to like hack. Like this dude's got stupid ads, so whatever he's doing is working. Like he's got a bunch of different
Yeah,
ads, a bunch of different images. Shit, he got a video right here, which seems like he's probably doing this for algorithm sakes. He's pushing that. This one was in Lotus Wedding, right? So let's see what this one is. See ad details, right? Click learn more, has multiple versions. And learn more, I guess, is taking them to their website, right? So he's still collecting leads, right? So this will be similar to like a landing page, even though this is no, this is a landing page because it don't even got no links at the top. Yeah. So this is his landing page, right? So like he's collecting information. So like if you D wanted to do something this style, then if you want to do landing page, like this would be the style you go, right? Click the
Mhm.
story behind our photography, maybe a picture of your photography, something like that, and then a little quick link, and then boom, you go to your landing page. But like I said, when you
Okay.
watch the YouTube, bro, they'll give you way more sauce than I'm giving you because, like I said, I don't know all the ins and outs.
Yeah, a
Um,
lot of
that industry.
um, what's called there's a creator like I've been watching since I started photography, and she was saying like that's how she get all of her destination weddings bookings
Hmm.
because like I would travel to do photography, but it's kind of hard to promote it in other places when you live in a certain area, because most people, like if you're in Atlanta, you're usually going to try to find a photographer in Atlanta instead of paying somebody to come down there and do your photos.
Hmm.
But if you are able to advertise it in that area, then they're like, oh, okay, I'll hire you, and then that's how you get how you end up getting that booking.
D,
Um, yeah,
bro, do you do a certain niche or do you like you just do photography? I'm just curious. Like, are you
yeah,
niched out?
no, I don't really have a niche. I do a little bit of everything. Tell you the truth. I,
Got
I,
you.
yeah, the only thing I do sports photography, but not that much, and I probably do that the least.
You do photography or is it like videos or is it just like photos, like photo shoot type shit? Because I know it's like different frames, ain't it? Like when you
Yeah,
do. Okay, what you do, bro?
yeah. So
Curious now.
so so I'll do actual photography. Like I do photo shoots, like in studio, but I also do like what's it called, events,
Mhm.
birthday parties, all those type of things. So I'm definitely I really don't have a niche. Like I'm very versatile as far as what I can do.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And I'm starting to get into videography as well, so I'm picking up those jobs slowly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a good question too. And like another thing is if you guys scroll down, they'll refresh and add more creative, which I don't know why they don't just do it. But nonetheless, this is the strategy. This is the strategy to like figure out what people are doing. You're gonna go to YouTube first, figure out what people are doing, then go to the ad library, figure out what's working based off of what ads are running, searching up different keywords. You could do like, you know, sports photography. I'm sure something will pop up. Okay, this is pretty trash too. Do, do, do.
They go to graduation, boy. He was saying he got coming
Oh,
up.
yeah, you could do graduation.
There we go.
Other people taking photos.
Yeah, hella graduation work.
Yeah, you got graduation photos.
That's one of the biggest seasons right there, man. That's where you get your money.
Okay, here we go. So, okay, this would be something. Okay, this would be something right here, like San Francisco Bay Area and Sacramento. So that's probably where they're targeting, a city or that county. Graduation portrait package starting at $300. Each client was boom, boom, book now. Boom, simple. Straight to Instagram. I'm seeing that a lot of people are doing this Instagram thing. Not as popular in like the life insurance space. A lot of us just do like instant forms or landing pages. So as you can see, this niche is a little bit different than the real estate life insurance niche or like the car rental niche. Because I know for the car rental niche, they also do a lot of Facebook and Instagram messaging because that's what my mentor does when they're getting leads for their business. But you can figure out like dating seniors. And I'm seeing this is like, it's all the same, man. Like if I went and showed you guys life insurance, like you'd be like, oh, it's kind of like the same thing. Like it's gonna always the first line. Like this is why I tell everybody, it's like the first line is always gonna be attention or capturing the person that you're talking to. I could probably make an ad photography if you gave me like 30 minutes. It's just like all the same. Attention, tell them what you do, right? Tell them the benefits of them filling this out. Tell them click to get more information, click something, click learn more, click book now, click view, whatever, and then gather their information and reach out to them. Really simple. Like that's the basis of running ads, the easiest way in like how to make money the fastest and get the cheapest cost per lead is literally just following that framework that I just said. Like, and it doesn't matter what it is. You could literally like pull up the Allegheny County, or you could pull up the city of Miami, or you could pull up Dallas, Texas, and run an ad and say like, if you live in Texas and you need photos, my name's blah, blah, blah. I offer photo packages for weddings, sports, blah, 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 blah. Here's what makes me unique. Click learn more if you're interested in getting a quote and like something along those lines. Now, obviously, it's got to be a little bit more professional, but I'm saying even if you did that, people are going to click and you'll probably get people to fill it out. And like I said, if you got that $3,000 disposable, you can just try different things out. The first week, try one thing. The next week, try another thing. Try an image. Try a video. Like, because the biggest thing I want everybody to take away is like once you figure out how to run ads, I don't want to say, and you at least have any sales background, you are damn near unstoppable. I'm gonna be honest because nobody controls like if you eat, like you control if you eat. If you can take if you can take $1,500 and make $5,000, you are in a position to where like that is scalable. And if you're doing what I said the first week, which and adding, and you have both of them, like you have a business and you can just take that and do anything. I tell people like, I would take my framework and go to another industry every day of the month. Because people would
Yes.
pay.
My bad. My bad. I was just gonna ask because obviously I'm in the insurance space as well, and I have a big following on Instagram, big enough that would be sufficient to start doing ads through. But currently, the company does not allow us to promote on Instagram. So just doing creating a new lead generation source outside of just what I already have established outside of the Instagram that I might have using those ads and generating a big enough income out of the leads that I'm getting from the ads to pay for the lead generation source. That's kind of where I'm trying to focus my energy.
Yeah, yeah. So like, let's just say it was like, I'll just show you. So let's say it's like final expense, right? So like you're gonna see like these are generic pages that people make for all industries. Like specifically for real estate and life insurance, a lot of people do this. In other industries, like we were talking about with Dre, with photography, they're not doing this because Dre wants to leverage himself and like his page because like that's what they're coming to pay for, right? These seniors or people who are interested in term life or whatever, like they don't give a damn about you, no disrespect. Like they just want the life insurance. There's no attachment to the process of them knowing you, right? Like it's better for them to just understand the like, cool, I am, getting in contact with Final Expense Direct. Like that is not a company. That is somebody who made a generic Facebook page to gather information, right? Now, if you want to get saucy, like you can put your own personal stuff out there, but most of us that are selling life insurance are selling to seniors if we're doing final expense. If you're selling like advanced market, like whole life and IULs, then have at it. Put your personal page on there all day of the week. But obviously you can't do that. So that's why I'm talking in this scenario. You would just literally need to make a generic page and run ads and collect the information. There's a bunch of people I work with that work in companies where they can't advertise on their own. They just want you to either buy their leads, stay in house. I get it. I'm not mad at it, but like nobody's gonna know that this is you running this unless you go out there and tell them.
Yeah,
Just make a generic page and collect people's information, and then you can dial those leads and have at it. And they don't have to know what company you work for, any of that. Like
yeah.
from a marketing standpoint.
So for us, I don't think there's a limit to where we can advertise, except for right now they don't have the platform to allow us to advertise on Instagram. But like for the Facebook ads, I'm down to do a lot of Facebook ads and other WhatsApp, all the other things, but I just know Instagram would have been a big one because I already have a decent following on there to at least attract business on that account. Obviously, once that's open and they allow us to do that, then I think Instagram is going to be a huge push at that point in time. But right now, really, it's more, all right, what can we do with the Facebook ads to create more leads? What can we do with the direct ads to create more leads and all these other versions on that site, on that meta site that you're showing us?
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, the cool thing is though, like whenever you run these ads, like you're gonna run them on both. So like you'll be fine. And it's not gonna have any attachment to you. So like this will be on Facebook and Instagram when you set these up. So like they'll still push to the Instagram audience. It just won't come from like your personal account. But once again, like people that are filling out these forms, they don't really care if it's coming from your account unless you are running, like I said, an advanced market lead, meaning like people that are between the age of 25 and 40, like then that will matter because they're going to be like talking to us. Like I'm going to know that Final Expense Direct, when I click on the page, before I fill anything out, I'm gonna be like, what the hell is Final Expense Direct? The moment I click on it, I see it's generic, I'm like, I'm not filling this stuff out. But 50-year-olds, like they'll do that. You know what I mean? Like they don't care. They're not paying attention to those like little minor details. So that's something to, keep in mind. But yeah, I think the framework aspect of what I'm talking about is like the most important thing, y'all. Like I want everybody to understand, like if you do this for your industry, you can figure out what's working and just mimic it. Obviously, there's another step to it, which would be like once you have even more cash flow. So whether you get cash flow from this or cash flow from doing it the way I said last week, is to like go out and find out like if this Jordan guy right here, like if he runs ads. So it looks like he runs a lot of ads, which is pretty dope. So Dre, I would check this dude out. And see if he offers like a course or like a mentorship, because that's just gonna be your fast track to just take the information and just run with it. But obviously you just watch the YouTube videos and do it that way too. It's totally up to you. But I always suggest buying somebody's course because you're just gonna be able to answer questions and like speed through stuff that you would otherwise not have, especially if they're like content is not super, super detailed. and it's more of just like high level concepts, but they're not actually showing you what to do, which I understand why people do that. I would suggest you do that, but if you think that you can just run the play by watching their stuff, you can do that as well. So it really, like I said, applies to everybody. The biggest thing is just testing. Like we were talking about earlier in the call, like you have to test. You got to be willing to have the money to put up. And I didn't want to show you all this before I showed you all what to do last week. Because if you don't make the offers, number one, the crazy thing is that like some people will run ads and they'll think that certain things work, but they don't work because they don't actually do the work on the front end to like go get the clients. So if you don't get the clients by, you know what I mean, going out and directly messaging them and figuring out what works and what doesn't work, then when you run the ads, it doesn't make any sense. All right. Like anybody will tell you that this is probably gonna suck. And so will this, and so will this. I'm just gonna be honest. Because like seniors don't care about that. All right. Like you got to figure out like what's gonna work. And it's just a matter of, you know, which of these is gonna perform the best. And it's pretty much simple. Like this is actually my ad, by the way, y'all. I don't know who Final Expense Support is, but I made this. I made this and I made this. They literally took this ad. Like this is literally from my Canva. I'm not mad at it. I mean, it is what it is, but it's like I don't know why you took it exactly because it's not gonna work as time goes on. You have to figure out how to do your own creative stuff. Like this is mine, this is mine, this is mine. You know what I mean?
Yo, that's crazy.
It is what it is. I mean, I'm not mad at it. I could probably figure out who this
That's
person
how
is.
you know it was working though.
Oh yeah, for sure, for sure. I
Or
can
they're
figure.
just, dude, how long does it take to make that on Canva? Freaking 20 minutes if you don't know what you're doing. I mean, to make
Yeah,
a creative, like,
yeah.
uh,
I know who this is. I know who this dude is. Raphael. I know exactly who this is. And you can click in here and like see who the person is. Like I worked with this dude, so like I know exactly what this is. But it's funny because he just like took our stuff. You know what I mean?
I got a question, brother. And this
Go ahead.
question I think is a little bit it might be delicate regarding it's regarding life insurance, right? So I was same idea, right? I was like, all right, let me see what people are doing already, like what are the active running ads and this and that, right? And I came across not a lot, but I came across a couple. And then by the way, when I'm scrolling Instagram, I'm like liking and saving all the ads so Instagram keeps throwing more at me because I want to see what other people are doing, right? And I've come across a couple that take me to a page, but it's not a landing page. It's not okay. So it's like an agency, right? It's not a carrier. It's an agency. So maybe like an FFL agency, for example, right? But I can actually purchase the life insurance through that website, right?
Ethos?
I think Ethos was
Ethos?
one of them. Yes.
Yeah.
So I was thinking because this is something I thought of like I thought of this a while ago. I'm like, wait a second. Okay, so to give you some context, right, with the e-commerce business that I have, over the last 4 years, like I've built my own software. I have a team of developers in Italy that like we've done some crazy stuff when it comes to drop shipping. And one of the main things we do is we snipe other sellers that we know are doing very well, snipe them, undercut them, and just it's like a very sharky type of industry. And I have, I'm like, wait a second, can I get someone that's interested to go to a website to fill out the form that I'm already filling out for them on, let's say, Americals or Mutual of Omaha, right? Because
Hmm.
I know that I can get that done with software. Like I know I can make my website directly connect with Mutual of Omaha's application, right?
Hmm.
And the person that's interested clicks on it, would go to the website, would be able to fill out all their information, and it would be like as if but then I'm like, wait a second, like, is that not legal, or is that do you have any experience with that, brother? Like to be able to have your lead actually sign themselves up?
Yeah, so the only one I've done with that is Ethos. I did it back in the summertime. I didn't have the best results. Not that they were bad, because I think that it will work. It would be about like how much would you be willing to spend to figure out if it does work.
Right.
The pro and con obviously is like the pro is it's dang near passive. You know what I mean? But the con, this was the issue, was that the money we had to spend to get people to fill it out and to actually get them to qualify, and the money you make with a lot of those companies. Now, if you're using Ethos, for example, like it will qualify them and pay them out like directly, and you don't have to do anything, which is great. Like you just attach the link to the form and they fill it out. if you're setting it up with like Mutual of Omaha or like a specific company, I don't know how that would work. You probably have to ask them directly. You probably wouldn't be able to do that just because your license number, you know what I mean, and your and I always messed that up. What is that called? National producer number, right? Those two have to be in your application as well as your like their social and all that stuff. And they're not gonna let like Ethos's structure is set up for you to be able to do that. But those companies are set up for like a person to get on the phone with them. So I don't know if they have like a, e-app that the client can fill out without you having to get on the phone with them. I would try it for like an Ethos. Like there's probably other carriers out there like
No, not
Ethos
ethos
that
though.
you
I'm
do.
I'm thinking like, and maybe I'm just thinking maybe like the wrong direction, right? This is why I wanted to throw it your way, right? Because I'm
Mhm.
thinking, okay, I'm contracted with, let's say, America, the popular ones, right? Americo, Mutual of Omaha, what's the other one? American Amicable. So I'm thinking, okay, I would find out which of the ones I want to start testing with. Let's say it's Americo, maybe because their website is easier to integrate with a third party website, and just have the lead sign themselves up because it would be connected, right? It would be connected as if I'm on the computer filling it out. Like it would be so I don't know if that's a little too creative, right? Like
Yeah, I mean, me personally, bro, I stay away from like that type of stuff for this reason. I was actually just watching the video. Um, I hate to say it, bro, but I'm just like an old school dude, bro. Like I just feel like at the end of the day, like now if you get you get different softwares that can like call people, but I feel like getting on the phone with people is like the best thing, like if you can. Like I'm not a big fan of pre-booked appointments. I get it, I understand it, but like you know what I mean? And get them while you can. If you can book the appointment, cool. If they don't show up, then like call
yeah,
them. I think that falls into the same realm. It's like if you want people to click an ad that you paid for, fill out the ad to any extent, and then like somehow kind of make it a seamless process, like if that was the truth, then more people would be doing it. And if nobody is doing it, there's probably a reason. And that's not to say that you can't do it, because I hate telling anybody they can or can't do something because I hate when people tell me that. But I personally just wouldn't. I don't think that the ROI would be there. Bottom line, like I don't think that the amount of time you put
gotcha.
in to make it work will actually benefit you, because a lot of those carriers that would probably even enable you to do that, their comp level pays out so bad. That's why, like with Ethos, it didn't make sense because we literally, the one dude got like 2 sales, but the amount he spent to get the sale was, oh, he only made like $100 after it was all said and done. I'm like, that's not worth
No,
it.
bro,
You know what I mean?
that's not,
Like you just
no, that's
messing
not a
with your
business.
margins.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
and it's not really scalable. Well, that wasn't scalable. Um, so yeah, I don't know if that answered your question, but that was a good question. I just personally wouldn't. I've never messed with it. I wouldn't do it. Not to say it
I
doesn't
just
work.
something. So I have this itch. I'm like, because the reason why I say this is because, um, I've ran leads. I've called people. Oh yeah, I did fill it out. And then, but a lot of people that I've spoken to that filled out my lead form, they literally have like preferred that I text them. And then I've quoted people through text. They're like, hey, just text me, and I text them. 5 hours later, they text me back. Then they text me back. Then the next day, and then finally I get them their quote, right? So then I'm thinking like, okay, obviously these seniors, a lot of them just want to know how much it'll cost them. So I'm like, if I can get them to get themselves to that page where they see the cost and then they just click like proceed, right? But it might be too expensive, like you said, like it might not be worth it. I'm not sure.
Yeah, no, and that kind of comes back to like I know we were talking about like calls as a feature where you can get people to call you. I'm just not a fan of that because when I have tested that before, like the price was like 40 something dollars just to get one phone call, and it's like the conversion rate, like it can work, but it'd be like you have to test it for 4 or 5 months to like really get it dialed in, and then it's
And you
like it's
gotta
not
be a beast
really worth it.
also. Like you gotta like have a proven track record that you can close those people when they call you.
Facts. Because then at that point, it's like, dude, you spent $40 to get one call. You could have got like, 10 leads or whatever it is, and that's saying a
Yeah.
little bit amount of money here. So it's just all depending on your strategy. But does anybody else have any questions? I know we going over. This is the last, call. So please ask away. Any questions y'all have about the ads, the strategy, really everything. I know that tonight wasn't like I wanted to just give you the high level concepts. Like if you just do what I said, like you'll be able to run ads. It's very simple. Type in, go to Google, go to YouTube, type in how to set up an ads manager for whatever platform you want to use. I always personally recommend Meta because you got Facebook and Instagram. Start there. go to Facebook ad library, look up what your competitors are doing. Don't do exactly what that dude did. Don't copy it word for word and the image. Like, get a little creative, but you can take some of the words, mimic it, duplicate it. If you want to copy it, all of it, cool. I mean, like I said, it's going to come a point in time where it doesn't work. And you're going to have to know how to do it yourself. And you got to figure out the strategy. You'll be able to outline the framework I gave you and then just run the play. But at least have 1,500 to like have no attachment to. 3,000 would be preferable. But if you got 1,500, I think it'll be good. Cool. Anybody got any questions before we hop off?
I guess I do have a question, since this is going to be, so I guess you said your last call, to be able to give us these concepts and a lot of value. What would be next for us to be able to like, stay in the loop, stay in that circle, be able to tap into your knowledge, into experience? Like, is there like a next level that you can maybe like, is it like kind of like a funnel type of thing where like, dude, like I love what you have to offer, like what's next? Or
Yeah, so I haven't really thought about it, man. So I do have like the mentorship option that's, specifically for like life insurance agents. So that's $4,500 and that's like an 8-week program. But I haven't really thought about if somebody wanted to do something like longer. So I mean, yeah, it's like totally up to y'all. I've been throwing that option out. Nobody's really bid on it. That's why I did this, because I was like, all right, I still want to be able to give some of my knowledge away, even if it's got to be for free. I'm not tripping. I'm gonna be transparent with y'all. My original plan was do this one session, give it away, and then tell people, hey, like, if you want to join, do it. But then literally the first week ended, and I was like, I kind of don't really want to throw anything out there, bro. Like, I just kind of want to do it for free. So I mean, if y'all want to join them, like this, and by no means, I'm not selling y'all, I promise you. Like, if y'all want to join it, you can hit me up after, tap in. But like, I am not pressed if you don't, because I didn't come on here with the intentions of like trying to get people to like sign up. Not to be rude, but like the 4,500 over the 8 weeks is really more of my time investment. That's the only reason I had to charge, because I could be doing anything at 8 o'clock. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like an hour to hour 15, but don't feel pressed to do that. I may just randomly do another call months down the line. It will be free. So don't feel like you got to, but if y'all do want to tap in, you can hit me up personally. That is the price for the 8 weeks, kind of like go over whatever y'all want to go over. And yeah, I mean, we could go more in depth, like setting up your strategy. Obviously over an 8-week time span, it would be like step by step by step by step. Like, okay, here's your ad, here's what you got to do, type of thing.
damn, I'm asking because I want to see DeAndre's progress. I want to share my like I want to see I want to stay like, now
Yeah,
that
yeah, I was gonna say, like, I definitely want to have a way to stay connected with you guys, because I wanna see how things go.
Yeah, so I have a
I definitely learned a lot in these 2 sessions alone. So like, you know,
yeah, I got a Trello group, bro. I'm gonna add everybody in there, so like y'all can ask questions and stuff, bro. And we could just chop it up. As far as that's concerned. But like I said, I'm gonna be transparent. I literally had no plans of. I didn't even know if half of y'all was gonna come, bro. I told Z when he got on here, I was like, I don't know who's showing up tonight. Because I was like, and I only saw, I think 2 people had accepted it, so I'm like, oh, they may come, they may not come. I didn't know if y'all liked it. I was gonna ask y'all feedback, bro, because when I tell y'all I grabbed my phone that day, it was like, man, I'm just finna do something different, bro. I'm just gonna let people know, bro. You can hop on here, bro. I've been doing this for almost 2 years, bro. So I'm like, I got a lot of stuff I could talk about, bro.
the
Uh,
feedback for sure. Like I did think of something that I think would benefit you greatly, brother. And maybe it's not worth your time though, because I know you obviously have other things going on. But like you reference us to other like, hey, watch this video on how to set up this very simple, basic, relatively simple and basic thing. Bro, if you had that 10-minute video and referenced us to it, now I can also share that. Like you would get just so much overtime. You would just get so many people going to your video on how to
I
set
see
up
what
a
you're saying.
TikTok ads manager.
Yeah, yeah. Actually, I didn't think about that. That's actually, I appreciate that, bro. That's actually a really good idea. I'm gonna definitely do that. I actually like that a lot. I'm actually gonna put, can y'all just, I'm throwing this in the chat. Y'all join this group real quick. I just dropped this Trello group. Or not Trello, I'm sorry, Telegram.
Yeah, that's
I think who's in here? Uh yeah, he was here last week. He's in here. Y'all go ahead and join that. Then we can communicate in there. I see D just joined. And then when you join, just drop your first and last name. That way everybody knows who you are.
Telegram.
And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add my VA and I'm gonna get her to drop the videos in here for y'all. Because she got the other mentorship call already loaded up, and I'm gonna put that in here. And then if y'all got questions and stuff, you can always drop that in here too. Let me see. Let me send this to her so she can have it.
Do you ever find yourself in a situation where like agents want to buy inbound, like for example, like you generate leads and then you have like a team of, let's say, 3 people that are calling the leads, and then when the lead is like hot, like then they connect them to an agent. Do you offer that service, or is that something
Yeah,
completely different?
so I mean, yeah, like a live transfer. Yeah. So I helped one of my boys actually set up a call center in the Philippines, because that's where all my VAs are from. But I'm actually, kind of working on something. I'm not gonna share it with you because I don't have it fleshed out, but when I do, I will let you know. But I am kind of working on setting something up like that to offer to people because I know that's like a huge piece that
Dude, I have a lot of, I have a couple, not a lot. I have a handful of VAs here in Ecuador, and I have a connection with a lot of bilingual people here in Latin America. And the accent is not the same as that, like, Pakistani Indian type of accent. So I'm thinking, I'm like, I wonder if there's something, long-term future, like to have, because labor is extremely cheap in these countries, as you already know, with VAs. You
yeah.
can, labor, you can't compare having someone in Miami working for you than having someone in the Philippines, right? Or in Colombia.
Mhm.
So
Yeah. Nah, I mean, I think that's definitely a move. That's definitely a move. So I would definitely be interested if you got any information. Please let me know. I think I got everybody in here. Let's see. We got Zion, Z, O, D. Cool. Paul, I don't know if you can join that, but if you want to, the link is in there for you. And then, like I said, it's not letting me do this on WhatsApp right now, but I'm gonna send this to my VA and she'll put this information in there for you all. And then, yeah, if y'all got questions, go ahead and drop them in there. We can just communicate. And then, like I said, if I have another call or something, I will keep you guys in the loop and just go ahead and you guys will be the first people to know. Um, yeah, and then we'll just go from there. Yeah, the link will be private. So like when you guys click on it, you'll have to accept a request to rewatch these videos if you want to. Um, so yeah, that's it. Just go ahead and click accept request. If nobody responds, just let me know and I'll have a message in the Trello group and I'll have Franklin, she'll be the one coming in here. She'll respond for you all and give you guys access.
All right, y'all boys, man. Good luck generating leads, man. Can't wait to hear y'all stories, Trey. Appreciate you for taking out your time, bro.
Of course,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Y'all boys need anything, just let me know. Y'all have a good night.
All right.
good night,
You
everybody.
too. Appreciate it, brother.
You too,
Yep.
Chart, man. Stay up.
All right.